Today's video is going to be on the power of video. And are any of you incorporating video currently? Oh, Lisa, all right. Anybody else? Nobody else is on camera. Dean, have you started videoing?
Not yet.
A lot, just a little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Well, I do have plans to, but I have not yet.
Okay.
Exercise my star qualities.
outside of what you do at your house, right?
Yeah.
Your own selfies and whatnot. So today's course is going to be great because it's going to kind of give you some basic understandings. It's also going to be providing you some scripts and things to think about in your videoing, messaging, and targeting your audience. So let's get right into it. So the purpose of the course is to give you some basic skills and confidence in implementing video into your business and plan in your business plan and dollar productive activities. Upon completing this, you're going to feel a lot more confident in incorporating videos into your dollar productive activities. And the purpose of this course is also to give you a human connection to generate more relational capacity with clients and turn leads to more sales and greater productivity. Okay. Oops. So part of that plan is becoming intentional and proactive, giving you some clear guidance as to your GPS, defining your aspirations, creating your video systems, personalizing your video scripts, your tactics, your tips and resources, and also what vital activities are important to you or vital dollar productive activities, and of course, creating your personal brand. So all of those things we're going to go over today. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to just kind of interject, unmute yourself, and feel free to ask any questions as we move along. Section 1 is going to be talking about your videoing and your branding and why video. Video is an extremely powerful tool to incorporate within your business plan for a number of reasons. It humanizes yourself, creates relatability with your audience, establishes credibility as the subject matter expert, gives firsthand display of your character, your expertise and knowledge, and delivers an experience that stands out above the crowd and strengthens relationships, and it builds new ones. Most importantly, videoing messaging is outperforming a non-video counterpart, meaning if you're giving out the same content, but you're giving it out in a video format, has more value to the consumers as opposed to just sending out an email or a quick text. Leveraging videos has some financial proofs, and these are just statements that have been made based off of industry experts. Homeowners say that they're more likely to list with a real estate agent who uses video. Marketing professionals worldwide name video as a type of content with the best return on investment. Video drives an increase in organic traffic from search engines and results pages. Initial emails with a video received an increased click-through rate, and marketers who use video grow revenue faster than non-video users. Yet for some reason, some realtors are afraid to get on the camera and send out some videos. Now, why aren't you leveraging videos? These are common misconceptions, but feelings that we inadvertently have. For many, utilizing video messaging is out of our comfort zone. One of the requirements of growth and therefore success is having the courage to step outside that comfort zone. We all know that, such as door knocking, cold calling, whatnot. Now it's videoing. In the spirit of expanding your comfort zone, let's establish why you may be avoiding those video messaging. Lack of motivation. The lack of motivation means basically you don't have a vision as to what message you're going to be putting out there. Your lack of direction, no plan of action, nothing written, which we're going to be working on today. Your lack of ability, which is your skill set. You've never done it before, so you're afraid to get into it. Your lack of focus, because you're not so disciplined. And all of these things can be turned around. You can actually easily implement and change each one of these categories if you're specific on any one of them. And of course, lack of support, no community or mentorship. And those are all things we're going to change today. Building your personal brand. The must-haves of creating your personal brand. You must be authentic manifestation of who you are, meaning that put out a message and feeling of who you exactly are and not mimicking something that you're not. becoming that car salesperson on video when you're not that person in reality. Okay, must be a reflection of what you do, the services that you provide, the examples of your expertise and knowledge, and you must amplify what you believe. It must be a thoughtful display of your ideals and your personalities and your beliefs. And some of these things, you know, as you're building your brand, you may not have the knowledge or the content or feel like you're not an industry expert in the message that you're putting out there. But the reality is that we have Google, and you guys can literally go in there and look up information, content. You guys actually every single month, I'm sure you receive a realtor magazine that's got fabulous content in there. You can they're easy reads. You can easily go in there, retype out your message that you want to give, and then present that as your content that you're going to put out to your audience. Building your personal brand is part of two things. It's how you see yourself and how others see you. And how you see yourself are your values, your vision, your passion, what you do and what you say, your knowledge and your expertise. And then it's also of how others see you, which is their opinions and reputation and your perceived value, and how people feel when they interact with you. And a combination of both of those, right in the middle, is your personal brand, okay? An important element to your personal brand is the story you're telling. The golden rule of video messaging is to be a storyteller. Your story is the purpose of your brand in a narrative setting. The most important element to becoming a storyteller is to create an emotional connection with your viewer. Now remember, the mind justifies what the heart desires. When narrating your story, lead with emotion. You got to stand out, identify why you're unique, what makes you different from other agents, what content are you going to be putting out that's different than others, establishing yourself as an expert. Now, again, you may not feel like you're an expert, but you can work on your video messaging to where it becomes as if you're an expert based off the content that you're writing out there. So don't get freaked out today and think, well, I'm not, you know, I just got my license and I don't know what to put out there. And again, what we're going to go over today is just kind of what the brand that you're creating, whether it be specific content or even just everyday things that you're putting out there, or interacting in your transaction that you're involved with the client. Identify your target audience. Who do you want to hear your story? What content is relevant and valuable to your audience? So obviously giving out a message to people that's relatable for who's listening to your video messaging, and not putting out something that is unrelatable. For example, you know, you're talking about farmhouses and things that, you know, agricultural individuals are going through, and it's not the target audience that you're putting out your messaging to. So make sure that what you're putting out is relatable to who they are. And identify what type of content your audience is currently missing. And once you figure that out, then you can go ahead and fill that void by providing that information to them. Now, sometimes a lot of agents think, well, there's already so many other people out there that are doing video, and I'm not that comfortable in doing so. And I don't want to give that message out there because it may contradict what somebody else says. But those individuals that are out there putting out their video messaging may not be directing that video messaging to your particular clients in your audience. So everybody's got a particular audience that you're putting your message out to. So don't get into the mindset and becoming where you're self-sabotaging yourself, which is ultimately preventing you from putting something out there. That makes sense? Okay. Delivering value within your story. How will I be valuable, or how will I be valuable to my audience? In other words, what does your audience need in order to be more powerfully impacted to change behavior and actions, increasing education on desired topics? Identify who your audience is and identify the content gap, which is what they're not receiving, and that's how you're going to become valuable to them. Now, again, this is kind of going into more in-depth storytelling, but you don't even need to make it that complicated right now. Eventually, you can work yourself up to becoming that type of an agent and putting out that kind of content. But the easiest thing to do is to just get going and utilizing your cell phone, taking selfies and putting, or not selfies, but selfie videos, and getting some type of message out there. Something is better than nothing, which is what you may currently be doing right now, which is not putting out any type of message. So delivering value within your story, when considering what content is most valuable to your audience, establish yourself and position yourself as a resource hub for your audience, becoming the expert in that particular category. Putting out content that's relevant, something the audience needs, it's meaningful and appropriate to what it is that they're looking for. It's irresistible, something the audience wants, it's enticing and appealing, and it's irreplaceable. It's something the audience can't get anywhere else and can only be found with you. Now, again, you can take it to that level or you don't need to, but whatever you do, don't prevent yourself from getting something out there. And we're going to go through, some of the scripts today. It's going to be on here. And also this entire presentation is going to be sent out to you today. So you'll have it so you can use it for reference. And if you'd like, we also have a class book for you, which has a lot of content and information. If you would like written, if you like, the hard tangible book, I'll get that to you as well. Just let me know and we'll have it printed out and put together for you. Or we can just send you out the presentation today. So, all right, section 2, we're going to be going over becoming intentional, proactive, and focusing on dollar productive activities. Today, we're going to focus on the upper right-hand corner, okay, which is intentional and proactive. The other areas are not so dollar productive for you. It's where you have an intentional, but you're inactive, meaning that you have the desire to do something, but you're literally doing nothing toward becoming that individual that you would like to be. We also have the bottom left-hand corner, which is where you're unintentional and you're inactive, meaning you don't have anything that you got going on, and you're definitely not working toward that, right? That's obviously a complete failure. The bottom right-hand corner is being accidental and proactive, meaning that something you somehow benefited from it based off of you being somewhat proactive, but you didn't have a plan of action to get there. So you weren't really intentional. You just kind of happened by it and becoming productive on it. Being intentional and proactive. That's the business model that we're going to follow today. And that's where you're being intentional and proactive. You're defining your aspirations of what you want to do, meaning the message you want to convey to your audience. Develop your goals and your plans and strategies for that, for you to obtain your goal, which is the ultimate outcome. 3, implementing vital activities, which is moving toward those activities, being consistent with your actions, being efficient with your actions, and proficient with your actions, and being accountable on a weekly basis, meaning that you're focusing on your progression, you're identifying your strengths and your weaknesses, and your expectations that turn into reality. Define your video aspirations, which is your goals, and how badly do you want it? And what is your current stage of aspiration for your goals? So I'm assuming that because you're all here, you all want to have some type of video implementation into your business plan, or at least get a little bit more knowledge and understanding based on that. And there are 4 stages of your aspiration. Your want, which is the fact that you want to do that, but you're not very much being proactive toward it. Your desire means you're moving toward it as long as it's an easy and convenient method of doing so. Your passion, which is you're willing to suffer to accomplish your goal. And an obsession, which is where you're exceedingly passionate about what it is that you're doing to the point where it's affecting your life and your business in a not so productive way. And the goal today and going forward is establishing a passionate level to where you feel confident enough to go ahead and move forward in a video messaging business plan, which today is by far, as we all know, with the TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, video is literally the #1 thing that's getting a lot more engagement and activities, interaction with your audience. Today, we're going to also focus on being dollar productive, being focused on specific activities that you're doing. We've got where clients start off as a prospect. You generate a lead, You convert that lead, whether it's a buyer lead or a seller lead. Once you get them into escrow, then you're servicing the clients, or maybe even servicing the clients prior to getting into escrow. And then you're remarketing again for new clients, which means that you're now working back toward your generating leads again, which is your yard signs, flyers that you're putting out there, postcards, mailers, farming, whatnot. So those are all dollar productive activities. Being dollar productive in the listing responsibilities, you've got 7 vital listing responsibilities, as well as 7 vital buyer responsibilities: lead generation, lead conversion, administrative work, marketing and exposure, presenting and negotiating your contracts, closing your file out, and then your closing activities, which is your gifts and follow-up afterwards. Buyer activities have pretty much the same thing with some minor tweaks with regards to showing. But these are literally your vital activities for you as an agent. And during these steps, you actually have opportunities to create video messaging during any one of these stages. And so literally all you have to do is just think about what it is that you do and how can I incorporate that, whether it's sending out a video saying congratulations on getting your offer accepted. We worked so hard out of the 10 offers that you've gotten or that this homeowner has received. We were able to outwit them and get your offer accepted. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And look forward to working with you and closing out this home sale for you. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go in there. And this talks about video messaging, and there's 47 vital activities that you can do within a listing appointment or selling of a property. In the book, I've actually got all 47 laid out for you. And in there, it identifies what steps you can go ahead and take advantage of video messaging to get that message out there. So if you would like that as well, just let me know. Same thing, you've got buyer vital activities, and there are specific opportunities within those categories to send out video messaging to your clients and take out an opportunity to establish your relationship even further with the clients that you're dealing with. Using scripts for video messaging. I'm a firm believer of that. I don't know how many videos I have, but I have quite a few that I've put out. And I started incorporating videos a year ago, and I send them out to 20,000 realtors in Southern California. And the purpose of my videos is to help out agents, even as yourselves. I think they should be sent out to every single one of you as well within the office. But it's literally just kind of giving out some ideas to help out your business and things that you may not have thought about before and that may enhance your business. So that's my video messaging. So I'm realizing what it is that, and even though that, I look back at my own personal business and I realize that, okay, well, these things are very basic and very knowledge or understanding in our business. But I realized that even despite all that, and those are my own little thoughts, like I shouldn't be sending out a video because who am I to say, what somebody should do or shouldn't do to help out their business, or somebody may be even further advanced than I am. But those are all my limited beliefs in myself in sending out my own messaging videos as well. And you're going to have some of those yourselves where you're going to, talk yourself out of sending a video, or why you shouldn't send it, or why you shouldn't post it on Facebook or Instagram, or post it on YouTube. But I'll just tell you, there are, for as many people as there are that already had that knowledge and understanding of what message that it is you're putting out there, there are equally as much, or if not more, that don't have a knowledge of that understanding of the video messaging that you're putting out there. And it's those individuals are the reasons why you're sending out this video, right? Or at least in my case, that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping to impact other people and help out other people. And so that's my messaging that I put out there. But with that, when I do my videos, just so I don't miss anything, forget something in my video messaging, I 100% write my script out. And I just follow it verbatim. This way I'm getting out exactly the message that I want to get out. I utilize a teleprompter here in the office so that I don't miss it. And I could help you out with that, which is one of the reasons why we decided to implement a green room here at the office, if any of you wanted to utilize that for that purpose. But part of that video messaging is creating your content, fit the content delivery to your own dialogue, meaning that write it out how you would word it, and not reading a script that has words in there that you most likely wouldn't use, or in the context that you wouldn't use it in. Memorize it. If you want to get your video messaging out, you know, not utilizing a teleprompter like I do in my case, you can memorize it if your message is short and it's easy for you to understand and it flows off the tip of your tongue. For me, I want to make sure I come off exactly how I would like to come off. And so that's why I write my scripts out and follow it verbatim, and I don't adjust too much from that. But there's others who, like I was talking to John Sorcelli, him and I are going to be doing some podcast stuff, and he's got his own podcast room, so to speak, at his office, and he's able to just, you know, right off the cuff, just go and put his message out there. But his videos are a little shorter, so mine are anywhere from like 3 to 5 minutes. So I have a little bit more content that I'm putting out there, and I just want to make sure that I don't get it out there. So, anyways, if you'd like, memorize your information so that it flows off the tip of your tongue. It's exactly the way you want it to be presented. Internalize your messaging and customize it to adapt to the audience that you're putting it out to. Okay. But going back to this one, that's where I was being proactive and intentional, being very specific. You guys and ladies, you know, could absolutely do the same thing. And when you understand how it all works and you put it all together, and I'll tell you, you're going to have some trial and errors. You're going to be, you know, you're going to put your videos together, and you're not going to like what you see, you know, and then you're going to hopefully correct those. Because God knows, when I did my very first video, I was literally here in the office from 6 at night, or no, 5, and didn't leave the office until 12. And I thought I was going to swap out a bunch of shirts and change and do different videos. And because I swapped out the shirt, the videos looked like it's another day, blah, blah, blah. Because I was putting all my videos together, but it took 6 hours and I still didn't even get the one video out. So I came back another day, and the 3 hours it took to finish it off and get it finally to where I at least liked it somewhat decent. And but it started with that first one. So you got to push through your pain, your comfort zone. You know, God knows, you know, I'm not that great on video, and I don't feel that comfortable doing it. So I absolutely had to get out of my comfort zone to get my messaging out there. So build your video script. You know, your warm open, which is your introduction, your smiling, share an item of value, or which is actually your hook. And your hook can be really anything. You know, if you're giving out a message, it could be something to the effect of, you know, do you want to find out what the homes are going for in the Port Street community is the highest sale that's ever occurred, right? That's your hook. And then your messaging is whatever else you're putting after that that's going to finish off what it is that your hook was. And your hook could be anything. Find out the best tips of selling your home for little to no money, right? Or 7 ways to improve your home that are value-added items, you know, and then go into your messaging. Then you're going to focus on providing the relevant, value-driven content based off of your hook to the audience that you're currently sending it out to. And that audience, hopefully, is not receiving this messaging system from anyone else that you're putting it out there. And again, focus on just getting your content out there, and don't overthink the process of getting your message out there, and adapt your delivery to the audience that you're sending it out to. Building your video scripts as your warm open. As an example, have you recently listed your property, wondering how to stage it to get the most offers, right? Then your message is, with my step-by-step guide on how to stage your home properly, you'll impress even the most particular buyers out there without compromising your budget. And then your close, discover these tips by simply clicking the link below, and I'd love to hear more from you. Let's have some fun. So you've got, you know, it's your storytelling, your beginning, middle, and your end is also your hook for them to go ahead and click through to find out more information. Or you could even put in there, if you'd like to receive a quick report, blah, 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 on how to do whatever, right? Whatever message you're putting it out, that you're putting out there, contact me for more information. Or if you'd like to find out what your home value is, give me a call. I can get that for you in 24 hours. You know, whatever it is that you're putting it out, or that you're putting out there to your consumer. There's different topics out there, tons of information you can put out there. But the thing is to put it out there, you know, being proactive and intentional in your process. In here, there's some video script examples. We won't go over each one of them because there's quite a few. In my book, I've got more for you on top of that. But you've got expired, terminated listings. You've got video scripts for that. And again, this is just you being more proactive and intentional who you're going after. But see, if you're driving by and you see a for sale by owner or an expired listing and you want to send them out a video, and of course, to send them out a video, you've got to either have one, you got to have had their cell phone number or their email address. Within the expired listing leads, there are tons of cell phones that are provided in there. There's companies out there that provide this information for you. One of them is Rebo Gateway. They provide a lot of content and leads for you. There's other, I think it's RedX. A few of our agents are already currently using those systems, but if you have their phone numbers, you can send them a video from your cell phone, or you can email it to them if you've already got their email address. Okay. But these are also great ways for you to interact with your past clients where you might have that information already within your CRM system, and you can go ahead and send out your videos. You know, right now, the most important thing is we've got the holidays coming up. It's a perfect time for you to send out video, especially for Thanksgiving, thanking everyone who's been doing business with you. You appreciate the relationships that you built over the years with them. I don't know if you remember, I sent out, I think it was maybe 3 years ago, I sent out a video. You know, we had, I think, 105 agents at the time. I spent an entire day and sent a video to every single one of our agents, letting them know how much I appreciate them and thankful that they're part of our company. And I just went throughout my day as I was doing stuff throughout the day in the car, out of the car. I shot my videos using my cell phone. But those are perfect opportunities for you to take advantage of that, especially during the holidays coming up. And it gives you a reason to get out of your comfort zone. Not, you don't have to go into a lot of script writing and whatnot, but sending out just a quick video and touching base with them. And of course, you're doing it to build rapport. You're building it to connect, top of mind consciousness. Hopefully, you know, at the end of your video, you know, I'm never too busy for your referrals. And if you have anybody, you know, equally treat them as well as I have with you. And I appreciate all your support over the years. Okay. Some more different ideas for you for buyer activities, examples. And again, you know, you don't have to create it. It's created for you. It's got the verbiage for you, so you can just follow these scripts. Super helpful. But if you don't want to follow any of these, create some of your own. But the thing is that put it to paper, write it down, get moving on it. Listing activities, video scripts, examples, discuss and role play examples of lead generation, video messaging, dialogue with the vital activities. And you've got the same thing for the buyer activities as well. Utilizing videos within your lead generation vital activities may present opportunities to convert those leads into lifelong clients, and most importantly, advocates for your brands, which are the referrals. We want to expand upon our advocates so that you're constantly building your little tree network of clientele so that you're expanding your client base. Within the lead conversion language, try to be as specific and personal to the individual family as possible. Perfect example, when I was sending out my videos a couple of years ago to all the agents in the office, one of the agents' response was, "Oh, Leo, I got your mass video that you had sent out. I'm sure you sent that video out to everybody, just a mass email." And the reason why he said that is because of what he thought. Clearly, he didn't hear the video very much because I actually said, "Hey, Dave." So I mentioned his name in the video. Now, there could be two Daves in the office, but at the time we only had one Dave. And so I just reminded him of that, but it was more of a joke. But that's really kind of the messaging that you're putting out there, right? So if you say, "Hi, guys," blah, 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 then they know that video is kind of going out to everybody. It's not so direct. But when you're mentioning, "Hey, the Moore family, you know, I hope you guys are doing awesome. Mike, Tina, John, I hope the kids are doing great. So if you make it more personal to them, then you've added way more value than you just kind of getting that message out there in a group setting, one video that you send out to the masses. Does that make sense? Okay. This goes into confirmation, or again, more script writing for you. Nothing you have to think about. If you don't have the knowledge base of creating your own scripts, here's some perfect examples that you can utilize in your business. Following up on a listing conversation, another video opportunity for you. Building rapport with the buyer conversation follow-up review. Marketing, just listed. Oh, I guess they're all in here. Leveraging the humanizing element of video messaging is in an effort to nurture your relationship and stay in flow with your sphere on a regular basis. Opportunities to stay in flow with your clients can arise at any time during the sales process, as well as post-transaction. How you connect with your client on a personal level throughout and post-transaction. Hugely important. And again, we've got specific instructions on how and when you can send out your video messaging, but within your own transaction where you have opportunities to go ahead and say, and shoot them over a video. Super easy to really, when you really think about it. Here goes some more scripts for you. This right here is we're gonna go into best practices and tips from the pros who are already doing these things. Be clear, concise, and intriguing in your messaging. Share just enough information to spark curiosity. Encourage the audience to continue the conversation with you elsewhere, which is your close, as far as reaching out for more information, blah, 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 right? Adjust your video length to the following recommended approximate timeframes based on the avenue of delivery, meaning where are you placing your video, right? So in here, if you're sending out a text message or an email video, keep your video 60 to 90 seconds. If you're going Facebook, 2 minutes with a pre-recorded content, Twitter 30 seconds, Instagram 60 seconds, and YouTube 2 to 5 minutes. All my videos are 2 to 5 minutes that I have on YouTube, so I kept it all within line. But just so you don't have to think about it, we've provided you with this information so that you can know what your limits are. Open your video with a hook, say something of value and extreme importance within the first 10 seconds to capture your viewers' attention. The best times to post on social media, utilize these suggested times as a starting point to post your video to social media platforms. And it's important to track and evaluate and improve your tactics on a regular basis. And you'll know how you're getting the results that you're looking for based off of you looking at how many views you're getting, how much interaction you're getting. Like in mine, when I send out my videos here at the office, I utilize our CRM within Booz. If you're not aware of how to do that, I can show you, and I send those out to 20,000 realtors in Southern California. But within Booz, we can track at our open ratios. We can track to see exactly who opened up those videos. And for me, that's kind of important because then I can go in and reach out. If I can see that somebody's consistently looking at my videos, I can reach out further and say, hey, is there anything else I could do for you to help you out in your business? Have you ever given us a Remax Terrasola thought? That's the video messaging that I'm putting out there, and that's the reason why I put out my stuff. But in your case, if you're putting it out to your past clients, if you've already maintained a database or a CRM system, you can easily track those open ratios within Booz CRM system. It's a phenomenal system, so don't hesitate to use it. It's something you guys already have access to, and it's free of charge when there's other companies out there that do that. Supplement your video with readable content. Make it easy as possible for your viewer to engage further. Anticipate objections. Your audience may have to engage further. Help your audience overcome these roadblocks by providing easy to understand and follow through directions on your video. meaning your follow-up videos. Okay, don't make it difficult for them to get to you if they have any questions. Provide your cell phone, maybe say your cell phone number at the end of your video. Put out your email address. What way is it that they're going to reach out to you beyond your video, if that's the video messaging that you're putting out there? If you want to convert your audience into advocates for your brand, give them specific directives. Review your scripts and practice your flow. Practice, practice, practice. God knows I did. Don't overthink how you look, just do it. You know, I said that at the beginning of all of this. The best thing to do is just get it out there. It's kind of set it and forget it. You know, how you start today is not going to be how you end up, right? And your video messaging is going to evolve into something much better than it was the very first time. I was up at a RE/MAX conference up in Seattle here recently, and we had Jared James up there talking to us. And one of the things that he mentioned in his, when we were discussing videos, is that he still has the original video that he put out. And I think he said he put it out there and he probably got 3 opens on it. And it was one of those videos where he was, the video started off with him looking sideways, and then he's like doing one of those kind of looks. And, you know, when you look back at videos that you started in the very beginning, you may think, wow, I've evolved so much. Those very first ones were horrible. But the thing is that you have to start that one video and get that messaging out there in order for you to evolve and eventually figure out the better systems, the processes. You know, I don't have all the answers myself either. But I'll tell you what, I at least put that one out, and then I got the next one out. And then over time, I've created a little bit of a system and processes for how I do things, so where my messaging is still kind of formatted the same way and hasn't deviated too much from that. So highly recommend that you get out there, do it yourself, put your plan to paper. I am very specific as far as when I'll do my videos. You know, I'm planning my activities. As far as when I'm going to shoot my videos, I plan for when my message is going to go out. I plan the day and the hour that it's going to go out. And of course, the content that I'm putting out there. You know, in my case, I've got somebody that can help me out to come up with my topic matters. And then I can, from that, dwindle it down to the specific message I want to get out that particular week. And for mine, it has somewhat of a flow to it. But the biggest thing, again, is start with it. Start and end with a smile, disarm your audience, humanize yourself, inject personality by sharing a genuine, caring disposition. Practice self-awareness, body language, appear open and ready to engage with your audience. Make sure your lighting's correct. You don't have shadows. Again, those were some of the same things I had to go through as well. Your background, you know, if you notice now, my background is blank, right? And I used to have all these things up on the wall, and then I was told that my office needed to be decorated. So I'm kind of going through that process. But right now I've got a blank canvas behind me. But I was over at John Soroselli's office last night looking at his video room, and he's got wood up there that looks nice. He's got some lighting that's off in the corner just to kind of give it a different ambiance. So take those things into consideration where you're shooting your video, what's behind you. But it's more important for you to get the message out than to overly focus on how everything is perceived and looked at. And it's more important for you to just at least get it out there, work through your kinks, so to speak, and allow it to flow for you. All right, so eliminate distractions from yourself and your viewer, meaning think about what it is behind you. Don't have so many things on around you or in focus in the camera to where people are more focused on what's going on behind you than the message that you're putting out there. Again, part of the reason why I cleaned up my wall and got rid of all my things up there. So here's a great thing. Observe your favorite speakers and take notes. You know, you've got comedians out there, you've got coaches that are out there, Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, TED Talk videos. There's all kinds of things. Actually, there's a ton of material out there on how to present, okay? And it just takes you getting out of your comfort zone again and you know, I know a lot of you are afraid of public speaking, and some of you may seem or think that video messaging is the same way. It's just that you don't feel comfortable even hearing your own voice talking, but you have to get out of that comfort zone and break through that, and then realize that it's okay. This is the way everybody sees you, and this is the way that everybody hears you. When you're looking at those other videos or other speakers, what to look at are, you know, look at the qualities that you like about them on the video. Is it how they're engaging, how they're smiling all the time, how they've got a hook, a particular hook, and what could you do differently? Create a pre-recording ritual to inspire confidence and joy. What are you passionate about? What brings you happiness? So these are all just things that you think about before you start your video. So like in my, you know, I'm giving a lot of examples about myself only because I was going through it as well. And I'm going through exactly what I'm asking you all to go through to get out of your comfort zone. But I had these same breakthroughs. And, you know, part of the thing that I did, and especially in public speaking and whatnot that I do, is that I get out of my comfort zone. You know, when I first started, I turned off lights and I just read my messaging over and over and over again. I turned off the lights only because I was in my office at the time. This was, you know, 12 years ago. And I didn't want people from outside to be able to see him, but I just went through my video messaging, memorizing my scripts and blah, 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 to where it just flowed off naturally and didn't have to think too much about it. But whatever it is that you have to do to get yourself worked up to begin your video messaging, talking out loud. Sometimes prior to me going into a meeting where I'm going to be publicly speaking, I'll be talking out loud, blah, 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 you know, just kind of break through my own barriers that I may have in hearing myself talk. And just so that I'm comfortable in putting out my message on video and whatnot. And I do the same thing here at the office as well, which is part of the reason why I do it after hours when nobody else is here, so I don't have to have anybody else critiquing what it is that I'm doing, so I can get through my process and get done with my video. So I'm not here for 6 hours until midnight. So recite your purpose or your goal of your video and who you're speaking to, your audience. Remind yourself as to why you're doing this, you know, the end game of why you're sending out this video. You know, if it's not something you're passionate about or not something that you're willing to incorporate into your business because you don't see it as a value add for yourself, or you don't see how it's going to generate, then you're not going to have that passion. And then your video messaging is not going to come out very passionate either. So you're doing things proactively and intentional because you're wanting to accomplish a goal. And that's the main reason why you would incorporate something like this. And you can easily do so if you have that desire to do so, which means that you got to get out of your comfort zone, put the message out there, say it with conviction as if you are an authority figure on whatever it is that you're putting out there, whether it's you asking for a referral, something as simple as asking for a referral. Be passionate about that, about how you can help out other clients that you've helped out before, just like you have with them. And you know, especially for your A+ clients, you know, I know Mike Raines is a big Buffini fan. We've got your A+ and your A- and your Bs and whatnot. These are all important clients of yours. So if you're video messaging to these individuals, your message is that you're also looking to help out other families as well, that like you've helped them out. But be intentional with your message that you're putting out there. Okay. Your call to action, connect with the call to action. You know, including a call to action within your video messaging is a great proven way to encourage your viewers to continue engagement beyond your videos, and as a pathway to gather valuable information for a proactive outreach. To avoid sounding salesy, focus on selling the benefits of taking action and the impact the action could have on the viewer's life or their current situation. Be genuine and remember your purpose and who you're trying to serve. Okay. Here are some examples of some call to actions. We won't go through them all, but they're here for you to help or here to help you out in your business. The most important element to a call to action is to do what the information is what you do with the information you're going to be gathering. The information you're seeking equals more information for your CRM. So if you're trying to connect with them, whether it's, you know, give me a call, send me a text, whatever your call to action is, all this information that's being provided to you is just more information for your database. I'm assuming a lot of you are using your CRM system. Show of hands. Being multitasking. I love it. Save detailed notes of your buyers and sellers' sphere reference to reference for potential listings, meaning that take notes of what it is that you're engaging with them on. As an example, if you're hearing, wedding engagement, birthdays, the anniversary of when you sold their house, the anniversary of when you got them into their house, take notes on who your clients are so that when you're video messaging, you have something specific to send them based off of that information that you've gathered from them, okay? Continue the conversation to build rapport with your audience and make a lasting impression and reinforce your brand, okay? A great place to start is a simple "Who am I and what I do" video to introduce yourself. Establish your brand and start building a foundation as a subject matter expert, okay? Here are some tips, home buying tips. These are just sample content topics for you. And within these specific categories, you can literally, if you don't have specific information like home buying tips, you can literally go on, and I always tell this to our staff, is GTS, Google that stuff, and find the content, because it's literally in there. Guys, you don't have to come up with any of it yourself. Online, you can find any topic whatsoever on any matter and find instruction or tips on how it can help somebody out in any specific category. And all you're doing is regurgitating what it is that you've read and followed up on and learned about. You guys still see me? Or our screen? I just got notified that there was a bad internet connection, so I just want to make sure. Selling tips and tricks for staging a home, tips and tricks for finding the right buyer, gardening and lawn care, new neighborhood tour, interview a local pro or hero. That's great, right? Going in and interviewing businesses, right? And again, it's just you putting content out there. One thing that I always tell agents that I've spoken about for 23 years that I've been in the business is that I want my clients going to me for pretty much anything and everything. And it's not that, I know how to change tires or can change your oil for you, but it's, do I have somebody, right? So long as they're constantly coming to me for information, and even though they can look up these things themselves, I prefer my agents to go to me. I prefer my clients to go to me for these different topic matters so that I can help them out. But in that, also send out a video on, if they're calling you and asking you for information, how about you send them back a quick video on a specific, or instead of you just forwarding for the contact information, back a quick video on you giving them that information that they were looking for. It's a great opportunity for you to connect with them. So your brand purpose, your set, your confidence, and your tactics. Any smartphone works for the video messaging that you want to get out. They all pretty much have the capability of doing that. I'll tell you, I haven't overcomplicated my process. I utilize my cell phone for my videos, and I utilize my MacBook, which I'm on right now with you, for my video editing. So if you have a MacBook, great, but there's also, I believe there's some online free programs out there that allow you to video edit your information that you want to get out there. If you need to even go to that extent, like in my videos, I have a opening front end, I have a closing back end, I've got some music at the front end, and I got some music at the back end. And so I format mine the same way every time. We know exactly how long each piece has got to be on there. And so that's me just kind of going into more of my video editing stuff. But it's not anything that I knew how to do. I had to do the same thing I'm advising you to do, which is to go online and Google that stuff so that you become more knowledgeable in how to do that yourself. One of John Torricelli, talking with him last night, he paid somebody $2,700 to do his videoing and editing and stuff. And, he was lucky enough to have that ability to do so. But some of you may not. Some of you may not have the resources to do that, and you may overthink the process and think it's going to take too much. But if I wanted to, I can actually video edit my videos even from my phone, because I have an iPhone. So you may not have a MacBook, but your phone still has all the same capabilities to edit the videos as you do on the Mac. Some basic video messaging resources that you have available to you are Photify, BombBomb, BigVU, and Vimeo. And Photify, I've spoken about that before in our previous office meetings. Photify is an app on your phone, and you utilize these instructions here, and you will have all the free marketing material, or not free because you pay for the service. I believe I think it's $199 for the year, but it's literally any and all the marketing material you could ever possibly come up with within Photify. In there, it's got video messaging capabilities. And within the videos, it actually has framework that goes around your video, right, with your information on there. And it's got your name, your telephone number, whatever it is that you're putting on that frame. And then you just include the video right in on there. And it literally just captures the video from your phone that you've already got in your system. And then you upload it to that Photify system, and then you can send it out. And that's a great way to send out your videos, especially online with social media marketing, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any one of those topics, or social media apps. BombBomb is a great way of also sending out your videos via email. And many of you may not know this, but you actually have free access to BombBomb within the RE/MAX Main Street program. So you know how I mentioned earlier where I send out my videos to all these agents? I have the ability to utilize BombBomb, which is just a email video option, and it will send them out through video. So in my case, I utilize a different way of sending out my messaging, but you have BombBomb access. And BombBomb, I think, charges about $250 to $500 for the year in order for you to utilize your system. But if you want to go that route, and you want to buy their program and strictly use their program outside of the CRM system that we currently have at RE/MAX, you can. And there's more content, there's more scripts in there that they have. It's a great resource for you. For one, I've never used BigVU, so I can't speak on that one myself. And I've received a ton of videos from others utilizing Vimeo. It's a great program as well. But here are some resources and directions on how to get to it. Establishing your video system. Track, evaluate, and improve based off of the results that you found. Keep record of it. Track what actions you implemented and completed. Record your actual results of actions taken. Stay in flow with your audience by tracking their interactions with your content and your competitors' posts and content. Note content shared and correlated engagements, likes and reactions and comments and direct messages. So don't just put your message out there. Of course, when you're on social media, if you're putting something out there, you're going to have your likes and your comments. Engage with them. Comment on what it is that they're saying, just so that you have more interaction, as opposed to just liking something that they said. Respond to it. Same thing goes with your videos. I mean, if you're sending out videos via email and they're replying to it, reply back. This is all part of that interaction that you're hoping to engage with your consumer. But evaluate regularly and honestly, and being truthful about yourself and how you're presenting your message, and set the right expectations. And then based off of those results and based off of your tracking, you're going to adjust your messaging. As an example, if you put out something that, may have been offensive because you're very passionate about you getting a video out, but you may have sent out the wrong content, i.e. politics or COVID-19 stuff, that may not have been interpreted the way that you intended it to. And so you're tracking the results of that. And so if you're seeing that you're getting a negative reaction on something that you've posted out there, then maybe try reevaluating the message that you're putting out there and adjust accordingly to the audience that you want to put it out to, okay? And this is a constant, continuous improvement of what it is that you're doing in your messaging that you're putting out there. So determine any necessary training opportunities to expand your knowledge and enhance your skills and your confidence, and formulate a plan to adjust course of action towards your goal. And that's everything that we were just saying. According to a Harvard study, individuals who had accountability partners saw a 33% increase in their productivity. We already know that's most of the time what prevents us from doing something is the fact that you feel like you're out on an island and you're too afraid to go out there and do something. So if it requires you getting involved with somebody else in the office or even outside the office, you know, if you, for whatever reason, if you're not connecting with somebody in the office or you're too shy to ask for a partner to do this with, go out and find somebody outside the office. Find somebody who you feel comfortable with enough to get your video messaging out. That individual may find or have some of the same limitation beliefs that you possess that's preventing you from getting your message out there. Okay. So who will help you honestly evaluate your activities and create a success habits? And how often will you meet for evaluation meetings with your partner? I would highly recommend getting together with somebody in the office first, because I guarantee you we have agents here that are looking for the same accountability partner as well. And if you don't have information, you feel like you don't have a way of contacting somebody, we all have Workplace. I hope you all do. So post your message on there. Hey, I'm looking for an accountability partner to do some videos with. And you and that partner can come up with your topics. You can come up with your scripts. You can help each other out to record your videos. God knows I wish I had a partner helping me out with my videos, because mine took quite a while to get out. But document your goals, you know, plan your course of actions, plan the days that you're going to be meeting to do these activities, and plan the days that you want to send out your messaging. Record a video of your commitment to each other and stick to it, and revisit this video during your times of not feeling so enthusiastic about getting your videos. Look back as to why you decided to go ahead and do these videos to continue to inspire yourself. Design and implement your system. Let's put all the pieces of your personal brand, your best video practices, and the knowledge you've acquired into a comprehensive foundational plan, your complete workbook exercise. Putting it all together. The following beliefs are most important within your listing conversations or your listing conversions. These are your 14 core beliefs, okay? We won't go through them all. These are your buyer conversion beliefs, okay? Again, we won't go through them all. They're pretty much similar. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit here for you. There we go. Is that better? Lights, camera, action. Here's your video prep checklist. Okay. Whoa. All social media platforms, websites, and video messaging apps clearly display my content or my contact information. I'm properly branded with Remax. I have mapped out my story and my personal brand identity. Okay. I know what content will be most valuable and relevant to my ideal audience. I have performed a self-assessment and determined why I may be avoiding videos. Okay, you've documented that. I am ready to be intentional and proactive about incorporating video messaging into my business plan. I have practiced my scripts and understand the flow and impression I want to execute. I have reviewed the core listing conversion beliefs and the core buyer conversion beliefs. I have practiced honest self-reflection and self-awareness to determine my current skill set with video messaging. And that's just you being truthful and honest with yourself. And I guarantee you, we all feel the same way about it as I did when I first put my stuff out. And it's a self-reflection okay, what do I need to change? What do I need to adapt and modify so that I'm coming off more the way I would actually like to come off. I have identified my aspirations, my goals with my video messaging, why my purpose. I've identified that video can be a powerful means of communication to support my brand. I understand that video can be a powerful means to supplement my dollar productive activities. And I understand that if I create a solid system and a process for videos, I can be successful, okay? Bring this down. There we go. Creating a system or a schedule based on your success habits requires an intentional and proactive mindset. The goal is to maximize output by making 100% of your workday vital. Okay. defining your total career hours that you're going to work, which is your time budget, defining your total career hours that you're going to work in a day, which is time blocking your stuff out. And I hope that each day, each one of you, I know you're all running a successful business yourselves, and you time block specific time to do specific activities. You've got that in your calendar. You know exactly what you're going to be doing. I know a lot of you in here, I've seen your schedules, and I know you guys are very proactive in what you're doing and intentional about what you're doing. You're recording your initial specific vital activities. You're staying engaged for the entire time that you're involved in your activities. And you're referring to your vital activities checklist as needed, and you're assessing your progression at day's end and repeating the steps daily. Video time block. You're time blocking out your creation, when and where I'm going to post it, when and how I'm going to be sending my messaging out, whether I'm doing it by email, text, posting it to social media, what times of the day I'm going to be doing that, the time to film your video, follow-up engagement, which is, you're replying to all your comments and interactions and replies, adding more information into your CRM, which is as you're gathering more data, you're inputting that information into your your database, so that you can follow up again later. You're evaluating your results, and then you're continuing the video messaging education, which means you are following up and learning more and educating yourself more on whether it be social media, whether it be what type of content you're going to be putting out, whether it's specific topic, and gaining more knowledge in that subject matter so that you continue to get your messaging out. Consistent, focused actions equals success habits. Above all else, set yourself up for success by setting realistic expectations. Give yourself easy wins to start and build upon a foundation of success habits over time. This isn't going to happen overnight, but it starts today. And as long as you continue to stay the course and you continue on your path of being a learning-based individual and being proactive and intentional, you're actually going to achieve your goals that you set out for if you've had this well-written plan out. And I hope that a lot of you find that these activities or this presentation is going to help you achieve that goal if that's what you're looking to implement within your business. So create your own video time block schedule to manage your video messaging activities. We've got a schedule here at the office for you. And again, I'll send this out. And if you would like a hard copy, we can print that out for you as well. Let me see if I can blow this up for you. This is a simple evaluation checklist. And again, this is you staying the course. This is you having a plan of action, something that's written out for you to where you don't have to think about it. You just check the box to make sure you've accomplished all these particular activities in order for you to really be set and ready to go for your video messaging business plan. I've kept a record of what actions I've implemented and completed. I've recorded I won't go through them all, I'll just give you some tidbits here. I have recorded the actual results and taken action on them. I have recorded important client detail for future proactive and intentional engagement. I evaluate my videos regularly, and I am honest and get honest feedback. And it even helps to get feedback from family members. Ask your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your kids, what do you think of this video? How's my presentation? And then of course you're constantly improving, excuse me, constantly improving upon your business by reevaluating, readjusting, and taking action on those items. We've also provided you with a social media video engagement tracking sheet. Okay, this helps you identify your results, right? Or identify key elements where you need to make changes to. And this is very similar and no different than you going out and farming in a community. You're also going to farm based off of and tracking your results, whether you're putting out a paid ad somewhere, whether you're running specific just listed, just sold in a community, you're tracking your results. You're always tracking your results to see whether you need to adjust or modify. Like as an example, I put something out recently and I'm tracking the results of that. Horrible results. I need to adjust and modify quickly and not put something out like what I just did. But so same thing with regards to your video messaging, you're going to track those results as well. Oops. Let me reduce. The goal of training is always action. When you're in motion, you're planning and strategizing and learning. Those are all good things, but they don't produce results. Action, on the other hand, is the type of behavior that would deliver an outcome. You don't want to merely be planning, you want to be practicing. Practicing means you're actually implementing and taking action based off of all this stuff that you're learning, okay? And that is the end of our presentation. I hope that this video or this Zoom meeting gives you a little bit more insight and a little bit more instructions on how you can implement video into your business plan. I hope that you see the value of video messaging. And again, you can have it very complicated or you can have it very basic. For those of you who have more limited beliefs or self-thought where you're self-sabotaging yourself, I would start out with the basic videos. And I gave you some examples about utilizing the holidays as a way of getting your messaging out. I know a lot of you are currently interacting with clients, whether you're looking for properties or whether you are going to a listing presentation, even if it's you sending out a quick video prior to your listing presentation saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. You know, something so simple like that. It's not necessarily trying to be lead generating, but you're starting and you're becoming more comfortable in video messaging. And so anyways, thank you all so much. Any of you guys have any questions? Not all at once. Slow down, guys. Slow down.
Leo, quick question. Will you be providing a copy of the presentation?
I will. I'm going to be emailing it out to everybody. It's a PowerPoint. And I will also, if you'd like a hard copy of it printed so that it's something you could reference and don't have to go back to, something you can take with you home. Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. Send me a quick text. I'll have it printed out for you and ready for you here. Video obviously is the wave of the future. It's been the wave for the past few years. So if you haven't already incorporated video, get involved in it, send it out. And again, don't overthink the process. It's super simple and it's as easy as just taking your phone out and just recording something, some type of message, some thought of action for your clients, something of value, something personal, connection. Everything that we do in our business is trying to remain top of mind consciousness with that particular client in one form or another. It's always so that when they're thinking about real estate, they're coming back to you. Now, you may have clients who you may not have talked to in years. It's a perfect time for you to send something out, especially during the holidays. Okay. So, and that's the best way for you to kickstart and reactivate that relationship that you may have once had with somebody. And help to spark some type of interest. Like in my business, and I have been for years, I send out my note cards every single month. Holidays are coming up. You better believe I'm going to be sending out a video to every single one of those clients and reconnecting. I just put one of my clients into escrow Monday or Friday last week. And this client, I got into their property that she's still in 20 years ago. And I haven't talked to her since. I had gotten her into that property, but I sent out a video and still send out my note cards. 20 years later, she decides to buy in Fontana. So my happy booty was over in Fontana doing a home inspection yesterday for my past client. But it's all based off of your note card, your video messaging, connecting with in some way, somehow. And we're not even connected on social media. So you just never know where you're going to get your business from. And you sending out this one little video, even coming up here for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, might be a triggering point for you. But you're not going to know until you do it. So you got to get out there and be proactive and intentional in how you're going to do that. And it's super easy. You just incorporate that into your business. Okay. Thank you all. Have an awesome day. And we'll see you soon.